So hi guys. So guys, already the trainer is in join. So he is going to take us ahead.
Yeah, so hi everyone. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, yes.
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, great. So, hi everyone. Let me just quickly give me a brief introduction, and then maybe you guys can also tell me about your experience with success factors. So, I have an overall of 4+ years of experience dealing in EC, PMGM, and mainly the scope of reporting in these two modules. I do have experience in RCM onboarding and RMK, but that is mainly concentrated towards the reporting part. And I have extensively supported multiple clients onshore and offshore, and those clients were majorly from the energy sector, hospitality sector, and one was health insurance related. So yeah, so this is my experience. Talking about today's point of topic, that is reporting. So I there is a vast array of reporting in success factors, and basically, as you guys, if you guys are following, there is going to be a sunsetting or deprecation of canvas reports. I don't know if you guys have been aware of that or not, but basically the reporting module earlier consisted of tables, tiles, dashboards, stories just recently introduced, but tables, tiles, canvas, dashboards, and the latest one was stories. So uh, just let me know, guys, if you have worked in canvas or not. Can you just give me a yes or no?
No, not much.
Not much. Okay. And Sagar, so whoever has since you have said that, can you just let me know what is your overall experience and what modules you have worked on?
Hey, hi, this is Sagar here. So I've been into SF from almost over a year.
Mhm.
I've been currently uh, working on support and implementation of RCM.
RCM. Okay, great.
So yeah,
Uh, can anyone go next?
Guys, let's introduce yourself so that we can understand what is your background. Accordingly, he can take us through the next things. Okay. So Abhijit, Khaja, Purnesh, Satya.
Hi everyone, this is Abhijit, and I'm working in Employee Central, and currently I'm working in support only. Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
Thank
And
you.
how many years of experience do you have, Abhijit?
3 plus.
3 plus. Okay, great.
Hello, this is Satya. I'm working with Employee Central and 2 year experience I have, but recently I completed a project and I'm looking for a job now. And I have 2+ year in EC.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so Purnesh here. So I have 9 plus years of experience into SF. So I worked on multiple modules in SF like EC, comp, recruiting, onboarding, and all. But I
Nice.
am looking to learn analytics. I have some basic reporting knowledge like story, canvas, and table. But I'm
Mhm.
looking forward if something else I can learn on analytics.
Okay. No worries. We'll anyway start from scratch. So it will be good to catch up on. Yeah. Next.
Hi, this is Khaja. I have 10 years of experience into SAP HCM as well as SuccessFactors PC module.
Mhm. Okay. Nice.
Hi, I'm Prabhakaran. I'm currently working in LMS and PMGM as a support consultant. So I'd like to get knowledge on workforce analytics and then people
Okay. So
analytics.
you do have experience in workforce analytics.
No, I don't have experience with the workforce analytics. So when I wanted to learn that, and I came to know that the people analytics is going to replace the story reports is being replaced the current uh, architecture. So that's why
Yes.
I
Yes. Great.
am interested to learn people analytics as well.
So is that all? I think Purnesh has.
Yes, Purnesh is completed.
Okay.
Everyone is done.
Okay, great. So yeah, thank you for the introduction, guys. So let me just introduce the people analytics landscape to you, what it does. If even if you don't have a prior experience in reporting, I will just tell you what reporting does. Um, Let me just share my screen. Please let me know once you can see it. Can you guys see it? I have shared a notepad currently.
I can see.
Okay,
Yes.
great. Great. So basically reporting was earlier distributed into two parts, 1 and 2. First included the basic, that included canvas, table, tile, dashboard, that is all. And there was one more called as PPTC. This is Pixel Perfect Talent Cards, which is again, as per the 2H release 2024, is again deprecated. So I will come into basic, and let me just write the second point, the people analytics and workforce analytics. These are story and WFA reports. So basically the entire landscape of success factors of encompassing all the modules, be it PMGM, EC, RCM, onboarding, RMK, LMS, be it any module, the reporting is available for all the modules, right? There must be some rare scenarios in which a module is available, but some of its functionalities or fields are not available to be reportable. So before even actually going there, let me just tell you what a report is. What is a report? A report is something which we use to give a representation of entire data in a specific module. Report gives representation of data in a specified manner. So this is what report does. A report is nothing but a rundown, or basically if you have let's say if you have an inventory of, let's say you own a shop, if you have an inventory that you have 100 kgs of rice, 50 kgs of dal, so a report will basically make a list of all those ingredients of all those inventories and give you in a simple and tabular format. So that's what a report does. So this is the basic definition of report. Now coming to our success factors, for all the modules, the report gives the pictorial as well as tabular representation of data in a simple and concise manner. That's what reporting does. So the different types of reports are basically the different ways in which we can arrange and align the data in order for the end users and the HRs and the business partners for to go through the data and to identify the gaps in the organization, or to identify the potential harms which they may face, or anything. It can be of any shape or form. The data can be of any shape or form. So coming to basic reporting, these reports carried us a long time, but now, so canvas, table, tile, these all are type of reports. They will show the same exact data, be it of any type, but it will, the only the representation of it will be different. So a canvas may show you in a much more detailed manner than a table, and a tile may show you much more detailed manner than canvas. So that is of past. Actually, I won't be discussing, I will be briefly discussing about what these reports are, but our key concern in today's session is people analytics. So what I will tell you that how people analytics recently replaced all of these reporting types, and how the influence of people analytics is. So before I actually go there, does anyone have any doubt up till here? Hello.
No, I'm good.
Okay. So I hope everyone else is also clear.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay, great. So let me just give an example of everyone here knows EC, right? At least the
Yes.
basics. Even if you have worked in a support, you must know.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Great.
Yes.
So in EC, we do have something called user ID. User ID is basically a unique identifier of an employee working in that organization, right? So let's assume user ID in EC field, and let's assume another field called department. I hope everyone is aware of what a department is. Uh,
Yes.
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
great, great. Yeah. So let's say I want, uh, or let's say I don't want, an HR wants data of all the employees present in the organization and their corresponding departments. So you can either uh, take an import and export data dump of the UDF, but and then again filter out the user IDs and departments. But that is a lengthy process actually. So for that is one use case of report. That reporting, what it can do is you can simply just create a new report. You can select the fields user ID and department, just select the fields, put a filter on whether some user ID is inactive or not. There is a filter option available, and just simply extract the report in the format and just share it with the HR. So that is one of the things which the basic working of a report. That is what it does. So now let's say let's see all the basic types, like how they perform. So coming to canvas, what it will do, it will take all the fields, it will extract you, it will give you an extracted data. So what is the difference between canvas and table? Then table does the same thing, right? But what is the actual difference between canvas and table? So what table will do is, table is a quick extraction method. Like if you use a table report, you can extract the data in, like, in within seconds. Table reports are used to extract data. Table report, their major purpose is to extract data. It has no potential of you know uh, representing the data in a pictorial manner, in bar charts, pie charts. You must know what a bar chart is, what a pie chart is. There is no option to create a bar chart or pie chart in table report. It only gives you the data. On the other hand, a canvas is a kind of bulky report. As you might know that since a table report only gives you data, it must be a very compact tool, right? So it is indeed a compact tool, and it just extracts data. There is no scope for bar chart, pie chart, etc. On the other hand, canvas, what it does is, along with extracting data, it also gives you a visual representation. So this is the key difference between a canvas and a table. There are much more differences, of course, but that is to be discussed some. I will discuss that. So this is the key difference between canvas and table, right? Coming to tile and dashboard, what a tile report does is, a tile report is a simple visual representation. Sorry, simple data representation tool. There is no scope of visual representation. There is only data representation. So you might ask, what is the difference between table and tile, right? So there is hardly any difference. A tile report, as the name suggests, a front tile appears. You must have in the home page, you must have come across a tile which says tile reports. If you have not, you can just check your instance. There must be a option in the home page called tile reports. Basically, the table report, you will have to go inside of reporting and extract the table report. For a tile report, you can simply do that via front page, via the home page. So that is only the key difference between table and tile. So next is Dashboard. Dashboard again. Dashboard only gives you only visual representation. No data. There is no data option here. There is only visual representation. Whatever data you feed into it, it will not be reflected there. It will only be reflected in the visual representation manner. That's what dashboard does. Now PPTC again, PPTC is a different kind of report. PPTC basically what it does is PPTC gives you, you have seen a resume, right? So PPTC is simply that. It's not a resume. It's basically like a employee's portfolio. Employees portfolio. It will give you employees data, be it his personal details, his job details, his location details. So PPTC is that report. It is simply a canvas report in disguise. So I will not discuss much about PPTC. So up till now, these 4 types of reports are clear.
Yes.
Okay. Now
Yeah.
coming to, we have covered the basic reports. Now coming to advanced reports, which is story reports or people analytics report. So people analytics, why it replaced all these reports is because it can do all of it. It can give you, it can extract data, it can give you visual representation, it can also give you simple data if you are in a hurry and you want simple data to be extracted. It can also give you extracted data along with visual representation. So a single report, a single type of report, story report, can do all of these things, tasks, and it is also based on a new architecture of success factors. These were all based on old architecture. If any one of you has used Power BI, Power BI is Microsoft's answer to latest technology of reporting, whereas story reports is the answer to latest technology of reporting by SAP. So people analytics story reports is basically a Power BI tool. That's it. That is what a story report is. Right. So now that we have introduced each and every type of report and what we are trying to see today, people analytics story report, we will actually go into the reporting tool. So before that, does anyone have any doubt?
No.
Okay, fine. So let me just stop sharing and let me share my instance. Please let me know once you can see the screen. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So in order to, you must be familiar with this page. If not, I will tell you from where to come from. So you must be familiar with this drop down, whether you have worked in EC, PMGM, LMS, anything. This is the drop down where if you go to home, I won't be going to home as of now, but if you go to home, it will be the home page. And if you, in this drop down, if you go to reporting over here, you will come across this page, report center page, right? So now, in order to create a new report, you simply click over here on new. Once you click on new over here, you will find all the report types which I just discussed. Canvas, table, tile, dashboard, story, right? So there are all these types, but these will soon be deprecated, as I said. Why? Because story has replaced all of them. So let's just create a new story report over here today and click on select. So I won't be, let's just create new, and you will come across this page which says that select design mode type. Again, a classic design experience was similar to the canvas style reporting. So as I said, it was about to get deprecated. So there is a deprecation warning written. So always and always go for the optimized design experience. Whenever you are actually enabling story reports, so I will also explain how do we enable story reports in a specific client's instance. So I will be also explaining you that. But once you have implemented story reports, people analytics, you will come across this page. So always and always select optimize design experience and select create. It will take you to a new story. If you see, currently it is unnamed, so it says new story. Once we actually change the name as per our liking, it will be changed to that. Now it's asking for select a connection. So if you are looking for creating a report based out of LMS, so you can select SuccessFactors Learning. If you are looking for anything other than LMS, you can select SuccessFactors Reporting. Now you may ask, why is there a difference between only reporting and learning? Why is there a gap? So basically learning is, so whoever there was learning LMS consultant over here, you must know that LMS has a different homepage itself. You get navigated to a different homepage itself when you go to LMS, and LMS reports, if you have seen, are mainly based out of SQL. So basically SAP is trying to navigate those SQL reports into story reports. So they had actually started recently, so they're trying to do that. So for that purpose, they have added learning as a different module over here. In future, they're planning to move both learning and reporting into a same connection. So for now, let's just focus on reporting, as there are much more modules over here. So that is EC, PMGM, all these things, right? Once we have selected the connection, okay, we will be loaded into a different page itself. Now this page is called a query designer page. So for those guys who have worked on Canvas, you must be aware what a query designer is. If not, if you guys have not worked, if you have not seen reporting at all, I will introduce you, don't worry. So what a query designer is, uh, even if you guys have seen EC a bit, even if you have seen portlets, and if you have navigated to an employee's profile, you must have seen different portlets in his profile, right? Personal information, job information, compensation information. Do all these things ring a bell? You must have seen different fields in an employee's profile. And inside those fields, there are again subsections. There are again more fields. Uh, can you guys confirm, please?
Yes.
Great. So these are basically the portlets over here, which we have to select in order to make a report. So what do we want to make a report on? That is the question, right? So a report can be made on anything and everything. And but why would we create a report on anything and everything? We have to create a report because the HR might demand you something which needs to be in a quick and reportable manner, in a tabular manner, which can be extracted into an Excel or an PDF, and which can be used by them for their own use. So that is why we create a report. And how do we create a report? We go to query designer, we select the portlet from which we want the data, we select the field which we want, and we simply save the report for the HR's use. So just see all these available data fields. Can you just tell me where these fields are coming from? Where is 360 coming from? This is coming from PMGM. Advances, this is a compensation part. So as you see here, the data is available in an alphabetical manner, A, B, C, D, right? But along with these fields, so these fields are basically from all the modules, including learning. If you see, there is learning as well, right? So these are all the fields available which can be reported, which can be made in a report, right? Any doubt up till now?
No.
It's all good.
Okay, great. So let's just see, since most of you guys have worked on EC, let's just see a EC type report. You guys must be aware of foundation objects, what a foundation object is. Yes.
Do we have RCM fields also, template
Okay. Would you
requisitions?
like to see an RCM based report?
No, I want to see because I am able
Okay.
to see
Uh,
in the background. We have it.
so Can you see a recruiting section over here?
Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine.
And you must
Got
be
it.
familiar with more fields. Let's just load this load. You must be familiar with candidate, job requisition. Hello.
Fine. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, great. So since most of you know EC, let me just go to EC. And for you, I will also select some RCM based report. Let me just select EC first. Everyone must is aware who is working on EC is aware of foundation objects. What a foundation object is.
Yes.
Great, great. So for our discussion today, let's select department. So how do we actually select a field for a report? We go into foundation objects, or if we don't want foundation object, we can go into employment. If this is again EC, we can go into employee profile. This is again EC. But for our understanding, and I will tell you on what basis do we select. That also I will tell you, because you might see in employment we have job info. In employment we have job info, right? In job info again we have business unit, division. These are foundation objects, right? So why do we have business unit here as well, and why do we have business unit here as well? So I will tell you what the difference is, don't worry. So let's focus on foundation objects. And let's say we have to select a department field. So how do we select? We simply hold this department thing with our mouse and we drag it over here. And don't worry, you can drag it anywhere. It will automatically be dragged on the leftmost side. If you see my mouse, it is in the leftmost side. Department is currently being selected. Let's just shift this towards the left and let's see the department. So if we click on this box, this is a department field. Inside of department, there are further few more details of a department. What could be those details? Its name, its code, when was it created, its status, right? So how do we see those fields? If you see, there are 5 options here. We have to click on the third option, select columns. I will tell you what these 4 more options mean. Let's select the third option, that is columns, right? So over here we have department code. Now department in this instance is mapped to cost center as well. So we can also see cost center here, cost center field. Then there's department description. If you guys must have created a department, you guys must know all these fields. If not, don't worry. We will also see how can we create a department, and we can also create a sample department and see if it is reflecting our report or not, right? So for now, let's select a department code column. We just simply click once and it gets selected, and let's select department status column. So now we can click anywhere. Now our report is ready with 2 columns, 2 fields, right? Now there are 2 options for us. In case you are working in a much more complicated report and you don't want to see like what all fields you have selected. So basically I forgot to tell, I'm sorry. The query designer is the back end of a story report. The front end of a story report is the home page. The home page is the place where the end users will be able to see the data. The end users will never have access to the query designer. The query designer is something for us to build and to help them understand. We make the columns in such a way that they are in a readable or legible manner. So we can also change the name of the columns which we have selected, of course, for them to understand. If we have selected some technical field, we can change the name of it. That is the thing which we can do. So we will come into that in further discussion, but let's just see that since you have selected multiple fields, now you just want to have a quick look on what fields you have selected. So in the bottom over here, in the bottom right hand side, you must see a preview query option. Everyone can see. We just simply click on it, preview query, and you will be able to see all the fields which you have selected. As of now, we have selected only 2 fields. Yes. Let it load. Sometimes it takes time to load. So this is a variable selection date. So if you guys must know that business unit is an effective dated field, right? If not, let me just introduce you what effective dated field means. An effective dated field is something which changes its details or description based on the date. So it is like a salary. So last year's your salary must be X. Now your salary is Y. So it has changed, right? So it is effective based on your based on the current date. So it is similar to that. So department is an effective dated field. So this prompt is simply asking us whether we in which date the department was what and which date do you want to see. So if I select the latest, it will give me all the data from the past till current. Based on that, this variable is defined. So if I don't want to see the latest, if I want to see something old, let's say 2024 January 1st. So now the report will only show me data of business unit till this date. I won't be able to see the future dated department data. So let us see this part now, and we will see the latest one also. Once we select the date, we click on set. So what all fields which can we see? This is the department code, right? A department has a code, a unique code defined. And for the RCM guy who is here, you can assume this is a requisition ID. And requisition ID is a unique thing, right? And its status. Status is either active or inactive, right? So for this business unit, number one, the status of the business unit is, I'm saying business unit, it's department. For this department code, which is one, the department status is active. If we scroll further down, we will also have some inactives as well. Because of course, a business unit can be made inactive also. Okay, and you can see right here, 50054 times 053 is an inactive business. I'm saying again business unit, I'm sorry, it's department. 50053 department is inactive. So this report, what this simple report which we created, what it gave us, it gave us the department code and its status. Now, but again, this is not a final report. This is only a query and which we previewed. Now, for us to create a report, what do? We simply click on finish or click on save. Either options is okay. You can either click on save or click on finish at the bottom over here. Personally, I prefer finish. So if I click finish, it will ask us to name the data source. We can name it anything, department 1, 2, 3, anything. So data source convention, naming convention is basically for us to identify between multiple data sources. So what a data source is? Data source is something in which we have defined a query. So for now we have defined a query in which we have selected department. So like that we can select create multiple data sources. So in order for us to distinguish between multiple data sources, the naming convention is there. So before we go further ahead, please let me know if you have any doubts up till here. Then only then I can go ahead. Anyone?
Anyone having any queries till now?
Um,
Everything is
you
clear?
can proceed.
It is clear.
Okay, great, great. So let me just click on finish and click. Let me just give this name department 1, 2, 3 and click OK. It will again ask us to define variables. And since we had previewed query with 01/01/2024, preview query has no save option. It is only for a quick look option. So whatever query we define here, it will be saved forever. It cannot be changed. So let's say we want to see from January 23rd, 2020 and click on set. now we will be introduced to the front page. This is the home page or the front view which the end user will be able to see, right? So now you will be seeing multiple options. So don't get overwhelmed by this. I will introduce these options also one by one. Let's just focus for now on the fields which we have just selected from the query, right? So we have selected those fields in the query level. Now we have to see those fields in the front end, right? In order for us as well as the HRs or the end users to view. So in order to do that, we click on the view first option. Open the left side panel. So it will introduce us to the assets or the options which are available for now to be reported. So if you must be seeing here, this is very similar to the insert thing, the insert section over here. This thing is similar to this thing. This thing is similar to this thing. And not only they are similar, they are actually the same things. Input control is this thing. And if you click over here, text, containers and others, all of the insert section is available also in the view section. So it's up to you. You can either select those fields from insert section or from the view section. I personally prefer from the view section. So in view section, you just have to click on the first option. It will open you all the assets available to you. Right. Now, as I said, in the very initially, as I said, that a story report can do both. It can give you extracted data as well as the pictorial representation of the data, right? So if I want that data which can be extracted into an Excel, I will go with the table option. So again, how do we select a table? We simply drag it over here. Now, this table won't have anything because we have simply dragged the table now, right? We have to select fields in it. So always remember that whenever you drag a table or whenever you drag a chart from here, it will have a default value called count. You can remove that later, but for now, whenever you select a fresh table, it will always have a default field called count. So if you see in the right hand side, this is where we manage that the table. This is where we manage it. So, and if you see here, the data source which we had named department 123 is also here. So based on this data source only, the data will be coming. Now, do you guys remember what fields we had selected? Department code and department status, right? So in order for us to select that, we go into columns, we select add measures/dimensions. You will see two options, code and status. Now it says simply code and status. Why doesn't it say department code and department status? That is because we had not renamed it. If you guys remember, I had also told you that we do have a rename option for us to identify. So I will tell you how do we rename it. So for now, let me just select department code and department status. So if you will see now, both the data are coming right here, code and status. Now I don't want the count field. So I can simply unselect the count field and click anywhere else and hide this using the second option in the view. So if you will see now, I have the representation of data in a tabular format, and this is in the front end. This is what the HR will be able to see. Now I have shown you what a tabular format looks like. Now let me just show you what a pictorial format looks like, or the bar chart, pie chart representation looks like. Now for order for us to do that, we will simply go back to again to the view second option. Sorry, view first option, the left side panel. We will select the chart option, right? We will simply drag it beside the table and let it load a bit. And to clear space, I can go back to the view first option and hide the assets page. So now it is asking us to build a chart, and this is the builder in which we can build the chart. The data source here again is selected department 123, and it is asking what type of chart do you want, whether I want a bar, column chart, a line chart. So anything from here is possible, right? For our simplicity purposes, for now, let's select bar and column type of chart. How do we want the chart's orientation to be? whether it is should be horizontal or vertical. Let's select vertical today, and let's select the measure. Now in measure, you can see only there's one option called count. So why don't we see our code and status over here? Why? Because they are dimensions. So if we go on dimensions, you will see code and status over here. So what is a dimension and what is a measure? I will come into that in the further topics. Okay, let's select code and status both for now, and let's select the measure count for now. Now, if you will see, let me expand this. This specific code of business unit is active and its count is set to 1. So let me just explain you what just happened. Let me filter this out. Let me, 1 second. Let me add the count once again. Let me add dimensions as well. Where is the filter applied? Here. Yeah. So if you will see, it says 111. This report is basically not much readable, but it is in a chart format. So what this says is that you have codes and statuses on the y-axis. On the x-axis. Dimension is considered as the x-axis, and measures on the y-axis. The one is the y-axis, right? So if I then again further select any specific line, it will tell me that the code of this line is 3 times 0 140. That means the department code is this, and the status is active, and there is only one code with this name, with this ID, and with status active. And if I go further, there is again 501700018 with department code, and the status of this is active, and there is only one count of this. So now this was not a very good example of chart, but I can help you understand via a better example. 1 second. So is everything clear up till now?
Yes.
And sorry, I forgot to show you how do we actually come to the backend. So this is where we defined everything here, right? A table and a chart. Now, how do we come to the backend? In the tools, we have a third option, which is called add, edit, or delete data sources. If we click on this, there will be, can see multiple options. There is an edit data source option, there is an add new data source option, there is a delete data source option. So if we click on edit data source, it will show us the data source which we have created already. If I don't want that, if I want to create a new data source itself, we can also add new data source, and it will again ask us the connection which is asked us in the beginning, right? To select between LMS and reporting. So we can select from that and create a new data source itself. And there is the third option called delete data source. If you want to delete a data source which we are not using or which has gone corrupted, let's say, then we can delete that from here. But for now, we will go here, and along with department, let me see if I can pick something else for a better understanding. Let me select user ID. Let's see. We have selected user ID field from here. We can quickly preview query once and see if that is selected or not. We click on set. So user ID is here. Now you must be seeing blanks in user IDs in some places, right? Why? Why is there a blank? Because the blank departments are basically not assigned to any user IDs. They're active, but they are not assigned to anything. That is why. So let me just hide preview. Let me finish and let me click OK. Click on set here. Let's select the latest variable date. Now coming here over here, let's see the chart. If we click on the second option over here, there are two options to edit this chart. If you see three dots are here, we can either click here and click on edit styling, and through styling we can come to builder. Styling is something which gives the design or the uh, visual look. You can make it up visually appealing, more appealing. You can change its size, you can add a widget, you can add borders to it, basically the look and feel. But in order to actually edit the data inside it, we have to come to the builder option over here on the left hand side. Right now we are here, and the second option how to actually edit it is simply selecting the table which you want to edit, click on it, and the second option, it will directly take us to the builder mode. Now in measures, let me select a let me add a calculation. Sorry, not a calculation. Let me remove the count, and let me add a measures input control. All measures. Okay. Now if you see here, there is an input control option. So what this does is, if you have multiple input controls, for now we have only count. So we can differentiate, we can make the table report in the chart in such a way that the input control can also be changed. So for now we have only one thing, so we will not touch this thing. Sincere message. Okay, Purnesh, no problem. So we can see only one thing here, so that's why this has no point. So let me just delete it. Once we add multiple dimensions, I will show you. Let me delete it. Let me go back here, close this count. Let me also add the user ID over here. Now if you will see, we have added user ID as well. Let me go here and let me expand this. We have also added user ID over here. So if you will see, now if I hover my mouse over here, it will also show me that the department code is there, department status is there, but user ID is null. Why is it null? Because currently there is no user ID tagged to this employee, tagged to this department. Basically, that is the purpose. Let's see somewhere which actually has where. There are very few, so that's why we cannot see actually. But if the point is that user ID is now here, right? So this was basically the basic introduction of story reports. There are much more advanced options which we are yet to cover, but this was the basic. This is what a report can do. And how do we save it? So in the first option, file first option, click on save. Let's just name this new story 26 and click on save. Now it is saved. Now we can simply go out of this and come back again here. It will be just like we left. Yeah. So I think that is it for today's demo session. Does anyone have any doubt anywhere which we just shared today?
Yes. Are you going to take up a session how to set up this story report,
Yes, yes,
enabling,
I
how
will.
to
I will.
enable
Yes, I will.
the technical part?
So yeah, the setup is actually, the implementation is actually pretty simple, and I will be explaining you that as well. So I think we have 5 minutes. Shall I quickly explain if everyone is okay?
Yeah, please. No.
Okay, great. Let me just share my notepad. Please let me know once you can see it.
Yeah, visible.
Okay, great. So setting up Google Analytics story reports. It's basically a three-step procedure. The first step, always ensure that SSO is enabled. Without SSO, story reports won't work. Simple as that. You need SSO enabled in your instance for story reports to work. Story reports needs SSO to be enabled, right? The second step, first step is clear, right? SSO is enabled.
Okay.
Yeah, and you guys must have already enabled SSO in your instance, so that is clear. Second step is IAS and IPS authentication. This authentication is done in IAS and IPS. So in IAS and IPS, there is a SAC to story report sync. So in IS and IPS, both the places, if you are an IS and IPS consultant, you must know there is a SSC to story report sync. So once that sync is established for all the employees for whom you want to the story to be enabled, this authentication needs to be done, and that authentication name is SSC to story report sync. That's it. That is the second step. The second step 2A, that is matlab, there is one more step in order to verify this, that indeed the authentication has been done, is to go to check tool and search for search for people analytics and run all the checks. Run all checks. If all checks are successful, that means IS and IPS authentication has been done. This is the step 2A in the check tool. And check tool, if you not guys don't know, just search for check tool in the search bar in the SuccessFactors. I'm talking about in the instance. This is not provisioning and all. And this has to be enabled via provisioning. To be enabled via provisioning. IS and IPS authentication needs to be done in IS and IPS. A check tool, this has to be done in instance. So all these steps, once they are done, the final step is to go to upgrade center, again in instance, upgrade center. Just search for there will be a drop down, which drop down named all modules. All modules drop down will be there. From that drop down, just select people analytics. When you go there to people analytics, there will be option called recommended upgrades. Over there, you will be able to see story reports. Once you click upgrade now, it will be upgraded, and the fourth and final, it's not a step, rather the final outcome, that when you go to from home page, you go to reporting, you will click on new report, you will be able to see option story. That is the 4 steps of configuring or implementing story reports. Any doubt in any step?
Pretty clear.
Great. And any doubt in any of the learning which I showed today?
Can you just take them what all the things we are going to cover during this training?
Sure. So
What can be the duration kind of thing?
yes, sure. So today we learned about basics, what a story report is, how it is different from Canvas, table, timeline, dashboard. Tomorrow or in the next session, whenever it is, we will learn more about the measures and dimensions, which I showed you, measures plus dimensions, because this is a unique concept specific to story reporting. So it is of importance. I will show you measures plus dimensions. I will show you filters. There are basically 4 type of filters. Filters inside of query. Then there's scope filter. There's advanced filter, and then there's story filter. There are 4 types of filters. Then there's one more type of filter which is rarely used, but there's a time filter as well. So I will show you that filter as well. Then post that, I will show you calculated columns. Calculated columns are basically business rules of story reports. If in case you have worked on business rules, these are the business rules of story reports. So these help define the client's requirement in story reports. Then we have uh, the charts. The charts have inside them, they have colors, prelims, how to create an aggregated measure, how to make a calculated measure inside of the charts, right? The chart which we just saw, which was in blue, so it has much more configuration in that. Then we have builder and styling, all the options which we have in builder and styling. The builder is basically from where we selected the 2 fields, right? The department code and department status. That is in the builder section. So how do we actually select more fields? And styling is basically the look and feel of the table which we select. The borders, the fonts, the the size of the actual individual fields or rows, that can be configured via styling. Then we have query designer. Query designer, I had shown you only a few basics of queries, but I will also go in depth in query. So what all options are available inside a query? I had shown you preview query and selecting the fields. There is also an order of selection which is of significance, so that I will explain. Then post that, I have data modeling. Data modeling, what it means is, once we have selected data, how do we actually make it in a representable manner? I'm not talking about the visual aspect of it, but the actual selection, actual order of selection of data. So once that is established, we can create report of any type. Then finally, we will have some standard story reports. So the standard story reports are actually the pre-delivered SAP, which is delivered by SAP, which basically have everything capable, which basically story reports what is the true potential of them, and those can be seen in the standard story reports. These are pre-delivered story reports which can be installed in the system via upgrade center. So sorry, I'm not not upgrade center, via content store. These are available in content store. So we can insert them into the instance and we can just check what are they. I will show you what the standard story reports are, and the key importance of standard story reports is that they are not pre-configured. They need to be pre-configured as per the specific. They need to be configured as per the uh, client's demand. SAP has given us only the default standard story reports. So let's say you call something as which SAP calls business unit, you call that as department unit. So that needs to be configured. Each and every detail has to be configured via the query, also the front end, and also the chart. So all these 3 places and much more places, you have to configure the standard story report. So if some clients asks you that they need a standard story report installed in their system, so it has to be configured very extensively and very thoroughly. Even if you miss one place, the story report won't run at all. It will just simply throw an error. So that I will show you that configuration, how that is done. I think that is it. That is what all we will cover in the entire people analytics section.
Also, little bit of idea about the canvas, right? So that they can understand canvas.
Uh-huh. So you are saying canvas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will also be showing canvas and what are the differences between the story and canvas, and basically uh, how it all started from canvas to story. I will be also giving you a brief on that. But I would very highly recommend that if you guys are using canvas to move ahead into stories, because very soon, I think in this 2H 2025 only, they might claim that canvas is now sunsetted or they have stopped support for canvas. So it is very high time to move to story. I would recommend everyone. Yeah.
We have a client where we develop most of the reports in Canvas. Now, going forward, we have to move to story reports. So these Canvas reports can be pulled into a story report, or how?
No.
What is
We
the
cannot
plan?
pull canvas into story. We will have to start from scratch. We'll have to individually pick
Mm.
fields, filters,
Mhm.
calculate columns.
Again,
All
a
those have
development,
to be done
fresh
from
development.
scratch. Sorry?
It's from the scratch, new
Yes,
development altogether.
we have to build from scratch.
Yes,
But we
that's it.
can use the
I have the
same
idea.
Canvas reports, right?
I'm sorry?
We can use the same reports of whatever we develop. The client can use it. But going forward, the success
I
factor is not
don't think so, Kaja.
support.
Once this is deprecated,
Mhm.
then client, I don't think so they can use even for the preview as well. I'm not sure. So is that reports available for preview if we have migrated to the story?
No, I'm sorry, I didn't get your question.
Let's say we have migrated to the story for our client.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now already there are the reports in the canvas. So can we
Canvas,
edit that
yes.
report or can we preview?
Yes, we can. Till until and unless SAP has given a deadline. They had given a deadline actually this 2H 2024. They had said that it will be sunsetted, but since many of the end users have requested that they still want story, they still want canvas. They have just postponed that, but
Yeah,
eventually
they
they
are.
will do that. They have postponed it for now, and you will still be able to see the canvas reports, but I think in future you won't be able to create new canvas reports, and whatever you have now you will be able to see them, and they will just give you a deadline. Post that deadline, you won't be even be able to see them. That's what I feel.
Yeah. Same like.
Yeah.
That's the reason I want you to cover the basics, some basic idea about the canvas, because what will happen if let's say some of the people from this group, they are the part of this migration to the story. So anyways, they have to first refer the whatever available reports in their system,
Canvas, yes, yeah, I
right?
will do that. Don't worry, I will do
So
that.
they will understand. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Anybody having any queries, guys? I think we are already overdue.
No.
Abhijit, any queries from your side?
No, all good.
No, Kiruka Paran. Okay. I don't think so. There are the people having the queries. So let's wind up the discussion. Guys, thank you for the joining.
Thank you so much, guys.
You.
Thank you. Thank you, Vinod.
Thanks,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye.